Hi, everybody. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Our guest was unable to join us this morning, and so you have us three that are glad to be together and glad to be with you. And so I'm going to start this morning with a little bit of a tuning for us. This goes along with the topic. I was asking the universe when I found out the guest was going to be here. I was asking the universe, well, what am I going to talk about today? What are we going to share about, discuss about, and everything? And it was like it was control. I have trouble wanting to control things. You know, that feeling of not liking it when things aren't going the way I expect them to, or whatever. And I've been dealing with that this morning in different ways. And so I decided, okay, well, we could talk about that because that's a big subject for me anyway, and it's something everybody does. And then I decided, okay, I'm going to pull cards for us. All of them had to do with a control or letting go and listening to your spirit. I'll read them in a bit. And then I thought, oh, I grabbed the fork, and the one that called is the 222 hertz fork, which is about letting go and just being, just
Beautiful.
allowing, receiving. And so I'll just tune for a little bit here until things clear. And, just letting the fork die out here. Okay, that felt good. Do either of you have trouble with letting go or the control issue?
Letting go, I guess. But I don't feel like I'm controlling. I don't know. There's probably a difference, right?
I'm guessing there is. We could discuss whether there is or not, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
what would
if
well, what
things,
would be the
yeah,
difference?
okay,
What's that vibration of each, right?
right. Well, I don't think I'm controlling. I mean, if I really don't ask, I really don't ask a lot of anyone, really, and I could ask, you know, for help, which is one of my um, downfalls. I don't ask for help. I have to do everything myself. But I don't think I'm controlling. But when things are out of my control, which is most everything, I um, I tend to want to hold on because I think I think I can control it, you know. But there's like my children. I mean, they're grown and they're on their own, and I can't control them. But though I want to control them, I guess, you know, I want things right for them. Well, I don't know
Right.
if that's control or if that's just, I really do want the best for everyone, especially my little tribe. So I'm confused if I'm controlling or let it go. And I do surrender quite a bit because there's nothing, you know, there's just some things you have no control over, which is quite a bit when you really think about it. When you think about it, you really just have control over yourself, and
Yeah.
that's hard enough.
That's
Yeah,
hard enough. That's for sure. I
yeah.
I wonder, so maybe this is how the progression works, right? You feel this resistance, right? Or of some kind, right? You feel that vibration of not liking or not being okay, or clear on how you're feeling or what's going on around you, right? And so then the next step would be to just recognize that feeling, right? And then let go of it and let the universe take, what it can. And then you can reflect and make what decision um, you choose. And one of the choices then is taking control, which would be the hierarchical mindset or a human response versus um, allowing, or would that be
Mhm.
letting go?
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, allowing is, in my opinion, the best you can do. You know, for everyone, just allow. Yeah, allow, because you really can't control it. So, um, but I have clients that just um, want to control everything, and I often wonder why is that? You know, are they afraid that if it doesn't work out the way they want it, that they'll lose control? But what I'm trying to express to them is I don't think you have any control. I mean, you know, let's just hypothetical, let's say my husband, I want him to do something that I like, right? Okay. He doesn't want to do it. So there's not much I can do. But I think the person who wants to control it and make it a big issue, well, you cause a fight, you cause disharmony. If the person really doesn't want to go wherever and you want him to go, uh, I I don't think it's healthy. I mean, there's occasions where um, it really means so much to me that it's important that he goes with me. And those I think he will. I mean, because it's just that one time, you know, please go with me. I don't want to go alone. I want to show you off or whatever. That's different. But but there's like the bowl concerts, the things that I really like, a psychic fair. He would not. even consider going. Just
Sounds like my
forget it.
husband.
Yeah. I mean, what's the point, And I don't want him to go because he's not going to enjoy himself. He's going to be sneering at reader. I don't know. It wouldn't be fun. So why do people want to keep controlling that, just making it an issue when it's just as easy it really is just as easy to let it go in that particular example, because they're not going to enjoy it. They're going to just, make crude remarks. I don't know, but it's no fun. Let's put it that way. So I just rather go alone. But there's people who are such control freaks because they're afraid that they won't get their way. And they won't get their way because they already have in their mind how it's supposed to be. And that's where I try to teach them that no one knows how it's going to turn out. No one knows, really. When you plan something, intend something, you have to let it go and let the universe bring it back to you, is how I feel. Because the more control and tightness you have around this idea, this method, whatever, it doesn't work that way. And then you're always constantly disappointed. So I think it's not healthy to be a control freak, is my opinion.
So
Do you
again,
think-
go ahead, Jessica.
Oh, I was just going to ask a question or throw this out there. Do you think that some people who are control freaks as adults were completely out of control or not in control or being controlled as children? Do you think they were the ones who didn't have any control over anything? Their parents were not nice, possibly.
Yeah, it starts in childhood, and I often wonder what their childhood was like. So it could be anyone. It could be they were so strict. Their parents were so strict, and they had to follow a regimen, and there was no leeway for their thinking, their opinion, their anything. So I could see that being a rebellion, and then you're an adult, and then you want to control. Because when you're in control, then you have the universe at your feet, but at what price? Is it healthy? Does it match the other person or people's same values and ideas? It sounds like when someone's that strictly in control, there's no room for expansion. There's no room for what do you think? It's just one-sided, and one-sided doesn't work. I mean, when you're collaborating with people. And if you're in control, then you probably want the power and control, because that's what all, a lot of politicians, a lot of people in control have money, have the rules, and they set it all up, and you've got to, follow it or you're out, is the impression I get. There's no room for what do you feel? And so, it starts in the childhood.
But
yeah.
Well, I totally agree. But the way I was talking about control, or my issue with control, is a kind of a different aspect. And so maybe it is letting go instead of control, although at times in my life it's been more of the taking action to get what I want. But for me, I think mine stems from fear in childhood. So being ingrained in two different traumas, right, where I was reacting in fear. And so when I feel resistance now, I think it's part of that old pattern of the fight or flight reacting. And so the control part, I feel, is more out of a thing of keeping things in order so I feel safe. It's the underlying subconscious pattern of mine. So perhaps it's more of letting go of my issue than control then.
Well, yeah, in your
Oh.
case, I think it's protecting yourself.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want that. So you have to be in control of your reactions and your emotions so you don't get hurt again. Um, yeah, that's protection. Yeah. Yeah, I hope you're not, I don't think you are, but I hope none of us are in a situation where we're being controlled, because I don't think you can control us. First of all,
Right.
we're a little bit of rebels, each and every one of us. You know, you're not going to tell me what to do, and no one really does. But I think about all the others, you know, that are controlling. Yuck. And you know, there's, I mean, I think you know some women too that are just, they rule the ship at home. Whatever she says goes. There is no time for discussion about it. It's the law. It's what we're going to operate. And I think, wow. But I don't. But you know, if that works for her, I don't know. I think it's not healthy. Yeah, I think it's not healthy. So control. That's a sticky one, you know, because there's all those various components to it. You know, so you want to be in power, you want to be in control because you want to rule the world, or in your case, you just want to protect yourself and not get hurt again. So yeah, and then there's control of having something and wanting it so bad that you don't get it because you want it so bad, right? And that's when you learn to let it go, because if it really is yours, it'll come back to you. But boy, does that take a while to really realize that, because you're just so afraid to let it go. For instance, a guy that, a girl and a guy, if she's really super jealous, you know, and I've seen that where she just is so afraid she's going to lose them. And pretty much she does, you know, because she's just so demanding and so controlling, you know, until she figures out that I can't control him. And it's best if we just sat down and talked about it, but usually that doesn't happen. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then you could get in, what brought that into me was when you figure in addictions, a lot of
Mhm.
they have their own old stories going. So for me, I was in the situation with an addicted drug addict and alcoholic husband years and years ago. That was the control. He tried to control everything, and
Yeah. And I don't, was he abusive? Like mentally, of course, but physically?
so. Mhm.
Yeah. You know, that to me would be really, really hard, because you're trying to get out of that situation, yet you're afraid to death you might get hit, right? And
Absolutely,
that's
yeah.
really real. And you have to be, you become and then you're consumed with all this energy, like, if I say this, will he react? If I do this, will he react? How will I get away? I have to wait till he goes to work. I mean, it's just too much, too much.
And then
Whoa.
it came to threatening um, uh, my nephew or things like that. Little children. People I loved. Then it was threatening them to control
Well,
me.
sure, because he's gonna, if he figured he can't hurt you or he can hurt you, he's gonna hurt everyone you love. And so that's more control. So you better
Yeah,
watch out, you know? Yeah. Ooh,
the
yeah.
grasping for control, or I guess using the threats as a control mechanism.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what do we want instead? I'll throw that out
There
there.
you
What do we
go.
want instead of these feelings of we have to be in control, or am I controlling all of these things that we think and we're worried about? What do we want instead? I want to feel like I can allow the universe to flow through me. I feel I want to allow God and the universe to use me to create a beautiful life. So What do
Right.
you want, Carla and Rainey, instead of being controlling?
Yeah.
Well, it makes
Well,
me
yeah.
realize that this morning it wasn't control yet. What I was feeling, um, it was the letting go. I mean, I felt this resistance about more than one things, and I think again, it's part of the astrology this week because I was remembering today is and I don't know what all this means, right? But Taurus and in Mars was squaring with Pluto in Aquarius. Something. But anyway, so all I get from that is that the way the individual energies of the constellations and the stars or wandering stars or planets, how they integrate with their energy affects my energy, right? And so
Mhm.
the effect on us of their energy is that I'm feeling this kind of push pull within me of resistance to something. I wasn't even feeling it real heavy, like I was good with what I was working. It was just an internal struggle of some kind of not feeling um, completely in flow, or not feeling at ease, right? And so I recognized that, and when I quit working and I was taking the dog for a walk and going to get the mail and stuff, and so I was going through processing stuff in my mind. Okay, well, what is this, what am I doing? And I started singing a little. I started doing some yoga when I got back home, and no, it was Eden energy method was what I was doing. I was doing the meridians and the figure eights, the Celtic swirls, and I made up this little rhyme. I thought, because what I needed was an affirmation to, as I was doing the energy patterns that would help put me in flow. And so I needed an affirmation to put my mind on to take out the resistance, right? So I came up with this little jingle. I thought it was beautiful.
Aw,
See, but
awesome.
it said, um, I am letting go. I am in flow. I am breathing deep. I am at ease. Yeah. And so
Good.
I just
Nice.
kind of
Yeah.
hummed that
Perfect.
and sang it with a little tune several times as I was doing my energy work to um, get back centered.
That's all you can do. Yeah, that's great. You see,
Perfect.
now this is a prime example of what we preach and what we talk about. Exactly. When you come upon
Yes.
that ill feeling, that who knows what's going. When you said
Right.
all those planets, well, to me that's intensity. Because they're
Yes.
bordering each other. I don't know.
Hmm.
But yeah, okay, so intense, and you felt it, and you did exactly what we all want us to do is to stop. What are we doing? And then create that little jingle. Walk your dog. Do something, instead of,
Yeah.
I think we all spent so much time in the energy of the misalignment that we're done with
Mhm.
it, but that
Yeah.
doesn't mean we're not going to still encounter it because we're human.
Right. Right. So it's a
So
matter of, because most of
recognize.
the three of us and others who are used to um, the inner work, right, of
Mhm.
recognizing when we're that way. So it's not so much recognizing, because like I'll recognize that right away, but it's like actually taking the time to stop what I'm doing
Mhm.
and address it.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. That's all
Um,
you can do.
Sometimes
Yeah.
I'm successful, like today I was successful. Sometimes I'm not successful, and I keep pushing to do those chores or to do the routine, or whatever it is, right? Just keep going and going, knowing all the time that I'm off centered and not liking it. But
Well, yeah, there's times when I've been, and sometimes I just, when I don't want to do anything, I really just want to cry, and so I
mhm.
cry. I mean, for me, it's a great release. Um, Sometimes I'll just tap a little, halfway, not all, and that'll shift it. But sometimes I just want to be that miserable person just for a minute or a day. I don't know why, because it's familiar, but it doesn't stay long. That is for sure, because well, there's no fun in it really, and it's just. But I recognize it, and then it's my choice what I want to do with it. Yeah. So that's all. I think that's all we can do, and just
I'd
get better and
heard,
better.
yeah, I'd heard someone say, give yourself a 1 minute pity party, but only one
Mhm.
minute.
Oh,
Let
yeah.
yourself wallow in it. Let yourself feel it. Um, and then, but just for a minute.
Yeah, I like what Abraham Hicks talks about with the getting ahead of it. They offer a couple analogies of when you're feeling those emotions, and you guys have probably heard this. It's kind of like if you've got a car parked at the top of a hill, and you're up there with the car, and you take off the brakes or take it off, put it in a neutral or something, and it just starts to just a little bit start tipping down the hill. Well, at that point, you can kind of step out in front of it and stop it, right? But once it gets down the hill, that you don't want to be at the bottom.
Right.
That's not a good time to stop it. So if you can stop those
Mm.
feelings early, um,
Right.
that's the easiest spot. Otherwise, um, the other one that she offers is jumping out of an airplane. Like, um, you can pull yourself back in or stop before you've jumped out. But once you've jumped out, you're already in those feelings, and it's been a while, a day or whatever, and it's like, well, how do I stop it now? And she always says, well, just hold on, it'll be over in a little bit. If you're
Mhm.
jumping out of an airplane, you'll be dead soon. but
Well,
um,
and usually when that happens, there's a consequence of some kind,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
In that
yeah,
case, death, but in our lives too, right? By the
yeah.
time it's in flow, there's some kind of a consequence, either a relationship that has to be mended uh,
Mhm.
or whatever it might be, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I like when I find myself now, now that I'm more aware, I like the taking a nap. So again, Abraham Hicks offers, just taking a nap or, meditation. I don't think is always the greatest thing if you're in a bad mood already. I think that's probably again harder to do once if you're in a bad mood. At
Mhm.
least for me, not a practiced meditator. But just going outside, grounding in sunshine, are probably nap and then outside, grounding in sunshine, and just sit down and listen to some like classical music for 15 minutes
Mhm.
or something like that.
Yeah. Yep. Something.
One of
Yeah.
one of the things that I've had trouble um, with this spring is that because I love to do meditation, right? And I like that intense connection routinely, daily. But in springtime, when all the demands from the garden, and
Mhm.
I choose, I have the garden because I love the garden, but it always catches me by surprise, the mid-April for sure. It's usually the first, yeah, mid-April. This year was earlier, so around mid-April. Sometimes it's the 1st of May in our area before things are in full growth or something, or the rains stop enough so that then it starts getting hot and dry, and all you have is weeds and other garden work. But it's like I have to get out in the morning because you have to pick stuff in the morning so it tastes good. The morning is cool, whereas the afternoon is hot. And if I don't do it in the morning, I won't, if I don't do my meditation in the morning, I don't get back to it later. And so I
Hmm.
go days without meditation, and it leaves me so not liking it. So then I try to
Hmm.
um, concentrate or focus on meditating kind of while I'm outdoors, or having that connection outdoors. And then I decided a few days ago, it was like, well, now listen, I shouldn't allow it to get me off centered, because I know it's just a few weeks in
Mhm.
a certain length of time. And once it stops raining and I get control of to whatever I'm satisfied with, of removing the weeds enough so that the plants can grow, that it's not weed free or anything, and that's not my goal, but enough so that the plants can grow, then it's like, I know it's just a few weeks, and I know it's not every day. I can. It's just my routine is changed, right? So I don't do the yoga
Mhm.
and I don't do the meditation. And so it's like, um, I just decided, well, it's okay.
Good
It's okay to
job.
have this. And there's three or four things, like exercises, to keep my leg strength going, because I'm old enough that I've lost muscle strength. It seems like it comes when you hit 60. It's like bam. you, you lose a third of your muscle strength, or a half. It happened to both my husband and me and other people that I've talked about. It's like you hit some type of age and around then there, and like you lose it. And so I've been do certain exercises to keep strong enough so that, for my satisfaction, for what I need
Mhm.
to do. And so I figured, as long as 5 days a week, I can do these 4 sets of exercises before I go to bed sometime. It's okay. So that's what I've been doing. And a lot
Awesome.
of times it's that half hour before I go to bed, but I get them in.
Yeah, yeah. I have the same thing. Like today, I usually do yoga. Monday and Wednesdays I do Tai Chi, and then the rest of the week I do yoga. Now I haven't done yoga yet. And so, it used to really bother me like you, right? But then
Mhm.
I'm just, I'll do it before I go to bed. I mean, I'll just carve out, because that's how important it is to me. It's um, like you just, it's more about keeping myself in alignment with my true purpose, which is to be limber, because
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
like it when I'm not. So I've been doing yoga for 19 years. And since I teach, I think I should keep it up because I never know when I'll have a class, because I don't have constant. I mean, I do have one guy that comes once a week, but that would be so, in my opinion, if I only did yoga with him once a week, I don't think it'd be good. I have to do it pretty much every day to keep it going, because um, I keep him going. And so it's really important to me. But I do get it, because I want everything in the morning. Everything. I want to do
Yes.
my
Yes.
intentions, my blah, blah. And I realize that I can't do it all in the morning. I just can't. It's just it doesn't work that way. And I mean, I don't even sleep right sometimes, because I figure, oh, am I going to get it all done? And I've learned to just relax and do what I can in the morning. And then there's something to do in the afternoon. I mean, I can't do it all in the morning, so spread it out. And I'm lucky to spread it out. So, yeah, I guess we have the same issue. Everything's got to be in the morning. Set your day, set your day. But it's okay to meditate at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's
It is.
actually really good, because that's when, I usually hit my slump. So
Mm.
so that's a little pick me up. And if I fall asleep, I fall asleep. Then I'm really tired, but it doesn't happen that often.
Now, I could probably do it in the afternoon if I started with a guided meditation. When I
Hmm.
do it in the morning, following either yoga or stretching or Eden energy or tuning myself in a biofield or whatever,
Hmm.
then it's easy because I'm in the
Hmm.
the beta
Flow.
brain, or
Yeah.
whatever you call it. And and I can go directly into meditation. But in the afternoon, I could do it with a guided meditation. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's true.
Yeah, it's just giving up our control of what we can do in the day, right? In the morning, because I want it all in the morning, and it's not going to happen. Or I
So
can cut my list down.
I'm about to. This is so funny, you guys, because everyone's so different, right? But I'm about to do a live today on Facebook about the 5 things you should do before 8 a.m. in the morning to be successful. I love this. I love this. This is hilarious.
Perfect timing, isn't it?
Exactly. So there's always things that are going to work for certain people, and
Right.
if you're a farmer or you have a garden, there is a certain time of the year that's where your priorities are.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought that was funny. We're all talking about not worrying about the morning, and I'm like about to do a live about.
Have you guys read the book? I don't know. Miracle Morning.
I've heard
It's
of
a
it.
book. Yeah, this guy, I don't know how he came upon it, but he gets up every morning at 4 a.m. And he says he gets everything done by 8 a.m. I mean, everything, because it's quiet. He's by himself. He does it all. And then he's more productive. Well, I can't get up at 4 a.m. every morning. I've tried that, sometimes I'm going back to sleep at 4 a.m., which is just my sleep, and it only happens like maybe once a month. So I don't know what that's all about. But I'm excited because I found a magnesium. I didn't know there were 7 types of magnesium. Did you? Yeah, of course you did.
Biooptimizers.
Huh?
Is it biooptimizers?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Is it good? I ordered, but I didn't fill out the cart, or I just put one in the cart and I forgot about it. I don't know. I thought I ordered it. And he wrote me back, the owner, and goes, I see you ordered it. I went, yeah, I did. And he goes, but you didn't, but it didn't go through. So then he gave me a deal, and he goes, this will be a permanent thing if you like it, where every time you order a bottle, you'll get a short little bottle so you can travel with it. So that was
nice.
all right. I guess I'll not hit send on the cart. Maybe other companies will do that.
Yeah.
I didn't plan it, but I'm excited because I read all the 7 different types of magnesium, and wow, it's pretty,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have if you get a chance, they have I think it's like a 3-week program that you have to buy several bottles though. And you start out with like 1 3 times a day, and then you'll take like 2 3 times a day, and then you build up to so many, and then you taper back down again. And I haven't been able to do that again, but I did that a couple of years ago. And that's the calmest and the best I felt ever, was when I did that loading dose kind of situation with the magnesium. So
That's interesting. Yeah. I started taking magnesium close to 10 years ago. Well, maybe 10 years ago, because I was getting muscle contractions in my fingers and arms, not just like Charlie horses. It was like they were kind of like even when I would take a step, my leg would do something funny for a and so I did some research and found out, oh, that's probably magnesium, because I was going through menopause. And so anyway, I started taking, I learned about all the different types of it. And so for me, I don't think I saw one that had them all together at that point, or I might have tried that. But what I did was I've been taking magnesium citrate as that seemed like the best one for me. So I've been taking that as a powder and in water for 10 years. And what I had heard was that because you have to watch, if you take too much of it, your bowels can get too loose and have trouble that way. But you should take take it 3 days, 3 times a day, or with each meal, basically, and take as much as you can and still avoid the bowel problem. And because we can all use as much magnesium, we don't get as near as much as what we need. And
Yeah.
that would help. So
You just have to, and I love supplementation. Of course, I'm a whole food supplementation believer, but you just have to listen to your body, because there are people who just take one supplement. So they'll just take calcium, or just take magnesium, or just take potassium, or one of the minerals. And then you have to remember, though, that all of those minerals work together. So sometimes if you're getting too much of one thing, you're depleting yourself, or throwing things off balance. So just be cognizant of how you're feeling and what's going on in your body. And again, yes, I know in this day and age, we can't always get all of our minerals and vitamins from the food that's out there, but so we do need supplementation at times. But again, just be aware that can do that.
right. Well, like then I learned, well, you'd have to have what is it, vitamin C or D. You have to have one of those to get the other, and or I might be remembering it wrong. And then let's go B and C, and then you had and D, but you had to take boron to be able to absorb the B and C and D and magnesium or something like that. That was, I remember reading, so it's like, then we add boron to our supplements, right? And
Right. I met a healer in Canada. Her and her husband run a business. They're healers. Anyway, she offered, I listed all my supplements because I take them every day. And she told me what was good for my body and what wasn't. And she added a couple of, and I stick with it. So yeah, she's real intuitive. There's supplements that are good for you and some are not. So you never know.
Everybody's different.
Everyone's different. Yeah. And you have, like Jessica says, listen to your body. Yeah. But I know that I'm probably magnesium deficient because of my sleep. So that's why I'm looking forward to this supplement. Right. And if he throws in an extra bottle every month.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Yeah. So we'll see.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, I thought here before you guys came on, I had figured out, okay, well, I had a topic. If you guys didn't have a topic, I'd have a topic. So I pulled cards, and I did them from the Herbal Astrology deck.
Okay.
And they all had something to do with the letting go, right? And passion flower. I love passion flower. I grow it, and I love the tea that I make from the leaves. Japanese beetles love the flowers, so I don't get any of the flowers. Once in a while at the end of the season, I see it when I tear the vines off. I see that there was a fruit that made it all the way through, but I never found it. So anyway, drawing passion flower today might reflect the need to suspend actions that aren't aligned to your spiritual path. Are there certain decisions or actions you've made that you must sacrifice in order to reassess your direction? So it's honor your intuition. And the passion flower, the reason it said sacrifice, it's used as a symbol or representative of the crown of Christ, the crown of thorns, because I think of how the flower looks, but it might also be because of the energy of the plant, right? the need to sacrifice in order to make space and move forward. So it's about crucifying. That's what I say. It's about crucifying the ego. Or again, I don't really like the religious terms with it, but the same thing we're talking about, right? Of being in alignment, of centering and listening to your inner self, your spirit, right? Instead of just the go do of the mind, right? And so then the next card was mugwort. And both passion flower and mugwort had owls. They both had to do with owls. I don't know, the passion
owls.
flower, they're kind of dark. I do too. I have owl feathers and two paintings of owls here in my room. They must be my animal.
Mhm.
And so with the mugwort, it says here, Artemis, or the moon goddess, and her wise owl, the white owl, meet you as you enter the liminal space between one life phase and the next, and confront that which is unworthy of your devotion, or again, the ego, or just the mind patterns that you don't want to act in anymore. And pay attention to your intuition and the signs and omens that appear as in your journey to help guide you. And then the last one was ashwagandha, and it deals with the sun, and it mirrors the potentials of our divine purpose, or the dharma. It contains both solar and lunar elements within it, as it provides great strength and adaptability, yet with the deep qualities of the moon, such as relaxation, lucidity, and expanded consciousness. Perhaps you're not clear on your desired outcome, so your efforts feel unfocused or purposeless. So even if you've lost touch with your inner why, remain open to the mystery of the journey and just stay focused and playful. And so anyway, I thought those all kind of seemed to really apply to our letting go, or the issue of trying to stay in alignment, and how you can let go of what pulls you out of that, right?
Yeah, very good.
Good stuff.
So it is. So do you guys have anything else to say, or anything?
No.
Okay.
I'm
Right.
good.
Good. Well, all right. Well, and for today, thank you everyone for watching. We wish you much health and strength and inner healing in your own journey of trying to stay in alignment within you. And we'll catch you next week.
Bye.